You do it. You raccoon hunting, D? You sniffing that raccoon's big tree? That is his tree. That's where he be going. Is that what you're up to? You sniffing around the raccoon's business? What the heck? Hey. What to do, what to do, what to do? You got an angel with you right now. You got an angel with you right now, Balsiga. Did you notice you got an angel with you right now, Balsiga? You got an angel with you. Huh, Dave? Did you go get that raccoon? Did you go get that raccoon? Did you go give that raccoon what for? Did you give that raccoon the business? Did you go pee on his tree? You did? Yeah. I figured you did. I figured you went peed on his tree. That is what you do, huh? Pee on the tree? You pee on that raccoon's tree? You a tree peer? Tree P30? Tree 3PO. P3PO? What? What? What do you need? You hungry? I'm pretty sure Mom gave you dinner, but maybe not. ourselves a couple of hungry boys in there. I think it was about to turn into a... I think it was about to turn into a cannibal fest in there. I'm a yapper, yap, yap, yap. I'm a texter, tap, tap, tap. Trying to keep our top spot, so shit. Jockeying for number one. 777, 747, or 757? None. I'll go on an Airbus. I'm gonna be booking an Airbus when I fly back east later this year. I ain't stepping on a Boeing. I'm flying an Airbus. Smoking gas. You know it's gas when you have to put two S's on the end of it. You know it's true gas. Nice. I mean, if you rage bait, you're gonna get the rage. Attention is the currency, not correctness. Are you okay? Mm-hmm. What, Airbus? I don't know. Yesterday's fine. We got our shows done. Are you in another country? Another relative to what? Everybody's in another country, right? Here they come. YouTube just pushed this out to the dipshit algorithm. Here they come. Am I in India right now? What? That's an awfully hot coffee pot. People ask me how I deal with haters, and I say, by watching my numbers go up. Yeah. You spin digits. I'd be shocked if haters didn't show up. You know what I mean? That's when I know it's all downhill from there. Malaikum salam. Stop smoking? No. I'm gonna keep smoking. I'm gonna smoke myself retarded. You start to get the game now, Phoebes. You start to get the game. Allowing people to prompt you into a righteous rant is one of my favorite things to do. But it's not something I force. You got to be careful you don't force it. I haven't seen your show in a week or so, but you just got to make sure you're not pushing it, you're responding to it. You know, if I'm not actually feeling pissed off, I'm not gonna give a rant. Glasses, beard, glasses, beard. Sometimes I try a bit hard because of the instinct to prevent dead air. Fuck dead air. Well, I mean, it depends on what you're trying to do, right? I'm not making a podcast here. This is like totally chill, kickback, conversational. And sometimes there's dead air. You know? What are you going to do? A little bit of air, there's a key to it. Dead air is bad, but a breath of dead air is good. Let things linger every once in a while. Let the background kind of play a role. Got myself a table and chair so I can start chilling outside more comfortably. Now you're starting to get it. Spend more time on your porch. That's my my advice to everybody. Spend about an hour a day sitting on your porch. Even if nothing happens, even if nothing comes of it, it's an hour you got to enjoy a little bit of that outdoors. Now, I can hardly stand being inside my house because I've got all this out here. Like, I find myself just like wandering out here for no reason sometimes. Like, I'll have absolutely no agenda. I'll just come out here and stand. And kick it over by the rail, sit down here and just like listen to the birds. Cool. Well, that's a porch. Little spot outside for chilling and cooking is your porch. I guess it's not attached to your house. It's not technically a porch, but I count that as a porch. I would call it your porch. I'm going on a porch. Severely vitamin D deficient? Me too. Well, not anymore. I'm doing better now, but in the past I've had D deficiency. I think it's because I've got so much actual D, you know what I mean? That vitamin D gets the short end of the stick, you know? I think that's what it is. I have a fire escape outside my apartment that I chill on a lot, even though I'm probably not supposed to. Yeah, who's gonna tell you not to though? Fire escapes, that's just a fucking, that's a city porch, bro. Yep. It's never been a milk. Yeah, I don't drink a lot of milk either. I know that you can get your vitamin D from that, but I don't drink a lot of that milk. Or are you third place? Bro, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how this point system works. I think it's just random shit. Who's gonna pay for my gate? Would you like a slice of lemon pound cake? I looked at the info button, Phoebes. I looked. I read it live on the show, and I still don't understand it. It seems like, but it resets every show. So it's like this show's top live message, super chatter, and gifter. The number one is gonna have the top, right? But I don't understand, because sometimes it just seems like you have typed more than anybody in here. Why? But you don't have a crown, right? Like this show, you have probably typed more than anybody in here. You don't have a crown. Ghoul has a crown. Oh. Yeah. So like I don't get it. I literally don't understand how it's allocating XP. I'm starting to think though that it might, like, I don't know. I think it might have to do with if I read it. Like, do you think it's listening to see if I read your chat? Seems to me like they don't have it fully fleshed out. I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. It's something that nobody asked for, that nobody knows how it uses, and that just confuses everybody. Like, I don't think it has anything to do with the amount of times you post. I think you get unique XP for certain types of posts. And I think behind the scenes that it might have something to do. No, because dude, last night I had a guy. Okay, let me tell you this, Phoebes. I had a dude drop a 50 bomb. Okay? Rando too. Just a random guy dropped a 50 bomb. And I'm thinking, he's gonna be number one. He didn't even chart. He wasn't even on the list any point last night. So, you know what I mean? He didn't even chart. He wasn't even top 3, top 10. That's what I'm saying, Phoebes. I read the thing as soon as I saw it yesterday. I read the, clicked the thing, read the rules. And I was like, oh, okay, so it's going to encourage people to spam. But then I've seen spammers come in. It's not counting spam. There is some mechanism behind it that is not understandable. That's why I think they don't have it fleshed out to work how they say it works. Either that, or they're not telling you exactly how it works. Maybe they've got some algorithm that picks well-typed comments. Like, one of the things I'll notice is, like, the people that have crowns are typically typing full sentences and stuff. Like, it's very rare, like, early on when people just came in, but once the live settles down 20 minutes in or something, somebody like Ghoul is going to have a crown because Ghoul types in, but I don't know. See what I mean? It's all speculation. I don't know if it's, like, looking for insightful comments or well-written comments, or if it's looking for the number of comments, or if it's listening for which comments I read and highlighting those people. Like, I don't know. There's 10 people tied for first place and 12 people tied for second. This is a useless feature. It's not just useless, it's confusing. Yeah. we'll see if you get back on the list. But if it was just the amount of comments that you've made, Phoebes, you would be #1 right now, because you've easily typed more comments than anybody else that's watching the live right now up until this point. So I don't, but you're, according to my list here, you're not even charting. So there's something going on with the XP. I don't know what it is. Have you liked the stream? Because that, I think, counts as a piece of interaction. So if you hit the like button, if you, I don't know, subscribe, maybe you get points. Well, it's confusing by design, maybe, but, you know, I'm trying to, like, I always find it interesting. YouTube itself is actually a really interesting thing if you look at it in its totality, right? I've been on YouTube since 2006. And every update past a certain point, it's like when YouTube became GooTube, that's what we called it back in the day, when Google bought out YouTube. Every update after that initial Google update has removed functionality and created a more confusing and less user-friendly environment. I'm not even joking. It's like they're trying to get people not to use the platform. I shall send a $1 super chat as an experiment. Okay. You have now super chatted, Phoebes. I have liked your super chat. Have you gained a crown? See what I mean? This whole fucking system. and they have a question page, or if you hit the question mark, it'll explain like, hey, you get XP for commenting, liking, subscribing, interacting with the stream, blah blah blah, right? And if I click on it right now, #1 is Paul's Ego Clips, who's maybe posted twice. #2 is Hamish Cartman, or whatever the fuck, maybe posted once. Midnight Ghoul is #3. Like, what? I have no fucking clue. It says that it resets every stream. So at first I thought, oh, cool, this is gonna like highlight community members that are the most interactive. Neat. But it's actually, I actually think it's just totally random at this point. I actually think it is literally just another monkey engagement button. No, that's what I thought, Paul's Ego Clips. I thought it could be like total watch time or total, you know, like length of being a regular viewer or whatever. I thought, wow, what a cool feature for them to add. That's smart. I don't think it has anything to do with that, bro. It's literally just a monkey button. It's a button to encourage people to paw at the screen and engage in hopes of getting the meaningless crown. That's what I can tell. Because Paul's Ego Clips, you ain't been like Mr. Chatty up in here today. You've said 2 or 3 things. Ghoul has said, 5 or 6, 7 things. Phoebes has said like 90. Me and Phoebes have been going boop, 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 boop. Right? It has nothing to do with any kind of engagement, but it's framed as if it does. Yes. Yeah. 11th place, even with the dono. Fucking crazy. It's weird. I like to lurk on my TV. Yeah, I'm wondering if it, even though it says it resets, I'm gonna have to pay attention to who gets what, because it seems like it goes through this weird moment where everybody has a crown when they first start posting. So there's something going on when it starts to delineate people. Like, were you the first person to talk today? I don't think so, Paul's Ego Clips. So it's not like first. That's what I thought it was at first. I thought they literally codified first, second, third when people say that when it starts, so that every stream somebody got a crown. you know, for first, second, and third. That's what I thought it was, but I have no fucking clue what it is. I'll be inviting anybody onto the stream. I've streamed with people before, but typically I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, man. It would be cool if you could hit a button and just like click on somebody and invite them to the stream. Like if I were to click on Fortnite Ghost, can I invite him to the stream? No. See, that's what would be cool, is if YouTube integrated a thing where it's like, oh, you want to talk to me without, you know, having to type it, boop, and it, you know, and it gives you the option on your end to join the stream. That would be super sick. Like Instagram does that, right? Doesn't Instagram Lives have that option where you can like give somebody your info or whatever, you click on them and you can invite them into your live? Like, they need it. Why don't they add that feature to YouTube instead of this fuck ass crown thing, you know? You can add a Discord link. Yeah, into here for YouTube? Is that, I mean, you can add it in the description, and I have a Discord, but are you talking about like you can? Yeah, well, duh. I mean, fucking duh. My Discord is discord.gg/PaulZego. And you can join that if you want. I hang out in there pretty often. Paul, you gotta get into Bitcoin. No. No. No thanks. You guys hear the geese? There's geese coming. They're not gonna fly over though. Damn. Feel like arguing? I got a topic for us. Only if you feel like I can come on Discord. I'm not feeling argumentative. Feeling kind of flat. Not mellow flat, just kind of like no peaks, no valleys, man. I definitely feel like I'm teetering on irate. But I don't like to tumble into irate if I don't have to. Thinking Trump is worse than Bush. Yeah, well, you know. It's a stupid thing to argue about anyway. But if we're gonna do the rankings right, Bush is way worse than Trump. Bush presided over the death of privacy. Bush presided over the death of needing a warrant to wiretap a person. Bush presided over the death of the First Amendment. Bush presided over the fucking forever war that is currently still raging in the fucking Middle East. Yeah, no, I really don't think that Trump saying mean things on Twitter and kicking people out of the country and stuff unceremoniously, I don't think it really rises to the level. You know what I mean? That's my opinion. You might think it's different. That's fine. I don't know how to talk. Sometimes I don't know how to talk to people who like. It's like, okay, you think Trump is worse than Bush. That's cool. Did you live through Bush? Like, were you an adult through Bush? No. Well, what makes you think that then? Well, yeah, that's bad that Trump did that, but Bush presided over the death of like over 1 million people just in Iraq, right? Probably closer to 2 or 3 million if you take the whole scope of the war in. But you know what I mean? It just gets to the point where it's like, I could argue all day, and I could tell you, I could look at you and say like, nah, but I can't put you in the time stream as an adult during Bush, right? I can't put you there. All I can do is just tell you it, right? Trump is able to get done the things he's trying to get done. I think he'll be, well, okay, well, that's a different thing, right? If 99% of Trump's campaign promises come true, yeah, I think you're right. He'll probably be worse than Bush by that point. But that's not happening, and that's not gonna happen. And he's gonna have to do a whole lot worse with he's gonna have to really ramp up this second term, because if you look at the 2 terms of Donald Trump next to the 2 terms of George Bush, they just don't stack up in terms of harm to me. They don't stack up, but whatever. That's an opinion based on my lived experience, having been an adult through the Bush years. Is that? Yeah, I live in a forest. I do these at night. You can go look. I think I did one last night. And it is real peaceful, still, and eerie at night. But I like that. But I just think it's like ultimately a fruitless thing to argue about anyway. Like, yeah, dude, Wings could never take Dream during a Trump term, dude. You could barely put food on your family during a Trump term. Dude, a place where Wings take Dream. Fucking A, man. What about the increase in deportations, especially to countries that immigrants weren't originally from? I mean, you can talk about the outlying kind of like people being deported to countries they're not originally from things. But the fact of the matter is that Trump would have to deport a whole lot more people in the next 3 years to even come close to Barack Obama. Barack Obama is the deporter in chief, and may always be, kind of quietly but methodically deported way more people than Donald Trump. Deported more people in his first year, or his first term, Barack Obama, than Donald Trump has this far into his second term, if you take both terms. So, once again, it's one of those things that, like, the scenery kind of gives me a sold my company and now living in the forest vibes. How'd you guess? That's right. Yeah. I'll tell you the truth about me. I'm a burnt out venture capitalist, man. That's the dead ass truth. I made so much money that making money got boring. And so I sold my company for quite a few zeros. And now I kind of own this big patch of woods out here. You know, I stopped chasing the dollar and started chasing the nature. You know what I mean? You guys probably all use my product too, and you don't even fucking know it. Can I divulge the company? I mean, part of me kind of just wants to, like, you know, because I don't want to be like fucking a whole. I don't want it to be a whole thing. You know, I'm pretty anonymous. I mean, I managed in my career to remain really anonymous. Assume it's IT related. Yeah. I mean, well, kind of. Bluetooth. Good guess. Good guess. So you guys know that sensor when you get into your car, right? And you start your car up and you go driving down the road, and then all of a sudden it goes ding, 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 and you look on your dash and you see that little light flashing that says seatbelt. I invented that. That's my company. Well, that was the first thing I invented. But yeah, that's now in every car, and the residuals for that, yeah, they'll pay me forever. You know what I'm saying? I'm just kidding, dude. I didn't do any of that. Are you fucking kidding me, bro? No, dude. I'm a podcaster. My name's Paul Zigo. I've been a podcaster for 10 years here on YouTube. Onion Nuggets is my podcast. You can go check that out. I didn't do any of that shit, bro. You guys gotta be joking with me, bro. That would be cool. I wish I was that rich. No, I rent this fucking place, bro. I rent this place for sure. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to, you know. I'm just joshing you. It just, hey, you got to be careful on the internet, man. People will say some crazy ass shit, and if they're if they're a believable enough liar like I am, you'll have yourself believing some crazy shit. What do you love AI so much? I don't really love AI all that much. Lesson of the day. Yeah, dude. Keep your eyebrow completely raised when people are claiming shit on the internet, right? Like, always keep that eyebrow up, because people just fucking, like, dude, you guys are lucky. Some of you guys that were in here watching are lucky that I'm not, dude, because I could just tell, I could start one of these and I could be something different every day. You know? That's kind of crazy. Trump is actively seeking to destroy Harvard because he's trying to protect their students' right to protest, because they're trying to protect, blah, blah. That seems like a more direct attack on freedom of expression than anything I learned about happening during the Bush years, unless the Patriot Act. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, if you completely excise the entirety of Bush's attack on the First Amendment, then yeah, Trump starts to look pretty bad. You know what I mean? In comparison. But that didn't happen, though. No, the Patriot Act happened. And that basically took away your Fourth Amendment right to unreasonable search and seizure and security in your dwelling and property. And your First Amendment right, your freedom to associate, your freedom of private association, specifically. Yeah. Your control over your data and communications. What stuff have I made with AI? Hardly anything, bro. Like, hardly nothing. I'm not really super interested in AI creatively. I think it's interesting what other people are doing with it, but I don't find it fulfilling to fuck with. TJ does. TJ really fucks around with AI a lot. He's kind of obsessed with it right now. Why do you defend it so much? Defend it from what? What have I said in the past? Let's do it this way. Average DFF, yeah. Give me a quote that I've said in the past, and I'll explain it to you. I just made a video yesterday about the coming dystopia and how AI will augment that. It'll be coming out for patrons in the next couple weeks. So this idea that I'm just like Mr. AI defender, I don't know where you're getting the idea. So, Paul, you said that this, can you explain it, would be way better than why you be defending it all the time. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. I don't know against what, right? So I'm just trying to help you out. I'm trying to hold your hand through making a comment. It's the fucking shit stir everywhere he shows up. I mean, is what it is. You debated Demon Mama on this. You said art is art is art. Right, it is. And I stand by that. Art is art is art. Yeah. Either everything is art or nothing is. Sure. I would say, if anything, Phoebes, that counts as a defense of the use of AI by artists, not AI. Just the defense of AI is a valid tool for art creation. Yeah, I'm defensive of that. As much as I would be defensive of you trying to gatekeep, somebody using an airbrush instead of a traditional brush, right? But that's where it stops. I see it as a tool for expression. I do think that there are a lot of ethical dilemmas, right? Like, we have to decide at what point this thing is sentient and what point it has rights, right? All of those things. I'm ready for AI to be applied in governance. Is an AI artist an actual artist, or just someone that's good at creating prompts? Is a painter is a great painter a real artist, or just someone that's good at smearing things around on a canvas? I mean, I could apply that same logic right to any art form. Is a potter somebody that is just really good at manipulating clay, or are they an artist? I'm inclusive when it comes to these things that don't require formal education. Either everybody is or no one is, right? I don't gatekeep these ideas and I don't gatekeep these skills, because the truth of the matter is that everybody can express themselves artistically, and that is the verb, that is the action, right, that I would apply to an artist. AI is the medium as a camera is to a photographer. Sure, yeah, yeah. lot of garbage right now, just like when phone cameras came out or when digital cameras came out. You remember when grandma got a digital camera? There are a very small list of people that are using the tools that are available at a super, super high artistic level right now. And most of the people that are using the tools are using it at a moderate to low artistic level, right? That doesn't mean that the low artistic stuff just ain't art. It just means it's not as compelling as the art that somebody that has spent days or weeks iterating on a prompt, right? I wonder when technology will get so advanced that people just will stop rejecting it altogether. I see so much AI junk on. Yeah, I mean, I know what you're saying, but the truth of the matter is if you just look around, people are nowhere near dropping this. They're nowhere near walking away from it. They're nowhere near done with it, right? If anything, it's becoming more ubiquitous in people's lives, not less. People are insanely and immediately open to it, and they use it all the time. And that's the truth of the average consumer in America. So it doesn't look like that's the way things are going. It looks like it's going the other way. Not in favor of the gatekeeping stuff, just not that impressive to me when someone is using AI to create art. Takes time to learn anatomy, shadows, volume, etc. Can teach a 4-year-old to prompt. I don't know. I don't know about that. I guess that remains to be seen. You may be right, right? But as it stands right now, like I said, I don't know any because I'm not a big visual art fan. You know what I mean? I like classical art stuff, but I do know that the list of people that are prompting at a super elite level right now is really small. And I feel like if anybody could create, the thing that that person created in AI, they'd be doing it, right? So there's definitely a level of skill to manipulating the tool, just like Photoshop, right? When I was in my 20s, this argument that we're having right now, or this discussion, was about Photoshop. That's not real art because you can just take a picture that's not all that compelling and bring it into this tool, spice it up and make it look beautiful and compelling. That's not real art, right? That was the gatekeeping mindset back then. Oh, a real artist has to fucking spend all day setting up the f-stop on his camera and waiting for the natural light to hit just right, have some supplemental light behind it, and a real artist has to do all that, and a fake artist just takes a picture, puts it in Photoshop and makes it look good. And now that isn't even part of the conversation. Photoshop is now an accepted art form. People realize that, yeah, dude, any Joe Blow can download Photoshop, pull a picture into it, and tinker around with it for an hour and do something with it. But that does not make them good at Photoshop like somebody that spends 12 hours a day in the tool, right? And the same thing is true of the AI stuff. Cameras, exactly. A real artist paints from memory and reference of their eyes. A real artist doesn't take a picture. That's not art, right? It's the same thing. And we're in the point now where AI as an emergent tool for art creation is so new and so accessible at the back end that same crowd of people that were screaming and yelling about Photoshop and the movie camera and the still camera, that same crowd is squawking and balking about it, how it's going to destroy art and it's going to destroy the integrity of the artist and blah, 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 blah. It's the same argument. It literally is. You can go look at it, right? Go look at, early 19th century movie ads and then look at the commentary about it, right? The commentary about how this gutter bucket art form is going to overtake people going to museums and appreciating standard art because they're so enraptured with this train, this moving train that the Lumiere brothers have filmed, right? You'll find that same person, that same dude, that same chick, that Chicken Littles when a new form of art is created. And we're living in that time now. It's an art form that people are starting to take note of. It's accessible, and so tons of stodgy people are going, "That's not art. No." You know, while it just continues to be and continues to grow and become more compelling. And eventually all of those little squeaky voices will be silent, and people will have adopted AI into their art form, and it'll be just like it is now. Oop. It'll be just like it is now. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Chat became paragraphs, yeah. People got a lot to say about this topic. Same was said about music, okay? The same kind of thing happened when tools like Fruity Loops came out. You guys remember Fruity Loops? People started making EDM and all of that, and people were like, it sounds like garbage in comparison to somebody actually sitting down and playing the music on an analog instrument, recording it in an analog way. Sounds like garbage. Now, there's no song that is released that isn't digitally remastered, digitally retouched, vocal balanced, digital MIDI instruments used in it. You know what I mean? Like now, all of those people that were screaming about the death of art are now making digital music. So I just see it as more chicken little. The sky is falling, the sky is falling. And I think people are desperate for there to be some existential crisis that isn't the main one that we face. They don't want to face up to the actual thing that could preside over the death of art, because it's harder and it would require us all to change how we live and how we think. Yeah. The real existential threat to art and human expression is climate change. Okay? If the equatorial belt of the world is unlivable, nobody can create art there. But everybody wants there to be some other problem. They need something that they can fight from their keyboard. Something that requires no change from them. Right? That's what people need. And that's why there's a million of these little causes, right? Ultimately, the thing threatening our ability to live as human beings and express ourselves as human beings and love who we want as human beings is the fact that the climate is rapidly shifting to be not inhabitable by humans. That's the poison. Not AI art. Not your friend that draws furry fan art for a living not being able to get commissions now. I'm sorry that happened, but I'm pretty sure it was hard for, rote painters to get jobs when the lithograph came out. You know what I mean? I bet that put a lot of painters out of work. Sucks. New tool, new way of doing art. Adapt or die. That's the way art is. If you are gonna have this world where art and commodity are smashed together, that's the way it has to work, bro. Sure, but just thinking something or describing it is kind of next level, like make techno now and getting a song can't be compared to Fruity Loops. No, it can't. I mean, it's a quantum leap in complexity. I'm not trying to underplay it. I'm just saying, if you go into Sonos, right, or Suno right now, or whatever the song making app of the day is, right, and you say, make me techno song, it's gonna go, and you're gonna go, whoa, right? But if you want to make a song that's actually compelling, that people that are fans of whatever subgenre of EDM you're making are gonna listen to and vibe with, you're gonna have to spend days, if not weeks, with that song, iterating in Suno, replacing it, possibly layering your own vocals and effects over the mother track, right? You see what I'm saying? Everybody's got, it's adapt or die. Just like always. Art has always and ever been that way ever since it's been a commodity. Adapt or die. I don't necessarily agree with the commodification of art, but that's the way it is, man. Everybody's got to eat. What are you whining about, bro? You got the crown and you're crying? Shut up. You know, YouTube deletes shit. Yeah, true. You won't stand out. Lots of artists also using AI now. Helps with their workflow. Yep. You got the crown, bro. What are you bitching about, man? Quit crybabying. Holy shit. Oh, he's so beautiful. Please stay there, Stellar J. No, he dove. God damn it. I was going to try and let you guys see him. Dude, there's a huge Stellar J that lives here, and they are fucking amazing. You're right. Censorship just gets old. Well, look, dude, I ain't trying to censor nothing. YouTube will fucking delete things and not let you put up things or whatever the fuck. It's just one of those things, bro. Comment wasn't even deleted. Oh. Well, then what are you bitching about? Well, what do you think of Peter Jackson's Hobbit movies? Suck. They suck ass. Oh, dang it. You guys missed him. You guys missed him. What do you see, D? What's got you grousing? Is there a kitty? Or is it that Stellar J? He's down in the bushes. I see somebody. Squirrel. What do you see? You don't go sick it. Do I like the rapper Blind Fury? Yeah. He's alright. I don't see what you're seeing, D. Something's got Dino cheesed. Something cheesed him off. Something cheesed him right off. How's life right now? Pretty good, man. I'm fighting a war of my allergies against my desire to sit outside. And my allergies are trying to win that war, but I'm not ready to give it up. Some things cannot be limited by a definition. Art is one of them. Sure. Either everything is art or nothing is. Either everyone's an artist or no one is, right? And either everyone is a philosopher or no one is. These are all things that are true. What do you see? Oh, I see what you see. I see what you see. It's another dog on the other side of a fence who's walking around his own yard. That's what you see. That's his yard. That's his yard. He can be over there. It's okay. You don't gotta worry about him. That's his yard. That's that doggy's yard, and you've got your yard. You just don't understand. Cool. Well, good. Yeah. I've tried the Claritin. I'm on Allegra right now. Like right now, the thing that works for me is I will stay on Allegra until it stops working, and then I'll go get on Claritin for a while until that stops working. And then I switch back to the Allegra until that stops working. There's really no fucking... I'm always going to be dripping, bro. Like, I'm always going to have the crazy postnasal drip, the itchy eyes, the sniffles. I'm just going to suffer for the rest of my life with it because, you know, I gotta be honest, it's better here in the woods than it was in the valley where I used to live. Maybe that won't remain the same. Maybe as I spend time out here, it'll gradually get bad again. But it's not as bad as it was in the Central Valley, so that's not... Oh man, and the woods just smell so crisp and beautiful right now. That pine smell is just so fucking crazy, dude. I want it, but I also want it to stop. Allergy shot. That's Amelia was saying that the other day, and I'm thinking I might fucking try it. I'm just afraid of it because, like, I'm afraid it's just gonna make shit worse. It's just gonna make my allergies worse, but maybe I should just try it. Local honey works for you. I mean, I do that. I have some local honey. I probably don't take enough of it, but it's never helped me in the past when I've tried a regiment of it. Just my whole body is just rejecting everything that's going on, the air. Spacesuit helmet. That's pretty good. I like that. Anyway, I'm dying. I'm going inside. I'll see you later. Bye.